What's up, YouTube? Scott here. Part 2 of the oatmeal stout brewing process. Last time you saw me, I dropped my grain bag in filled with the oats chocolate malt. It's almost been a half an hour. Sorry I don't have a video camera, so I don't get to do editing all in one video. So I just have a digital camera and have to do 2 separate videos. So this would be your part 2 of the brew process. So please be patient. I might even have a part 3. Who knows? We'll see how this goes. But got about 6.5 minutes left of this stage here, and then after that I'm going to be taking it off the burner, just like I do with the regular stout, and add my liquid malt extract here, and then I'm gonna bring it up to a boil for 60 minutes, just like I would my regular stout. Again, if you have any other questions, please just feel free to drop me a line, but pretty straightforward process here. And while I'm waiting, I'm actually going to fill up my 802 glass that I got for my birthday with a micro brew. It's not a home brew, but I did want to talk about it because it is very good. I got it for the first time. It's in the fridge, so let me go get it. Here it is. Dogfish Head. This is their 60-minute IPA, and I just wanted to go into this also just because before I started home brewing, I never really got introduced to hops. Didn't really know hoppy beers too well, and then when I started home brewing, I was like, wow, I really don't mind hops at all. This is a whole new ball game. But first time I heard about Dogfish Head was actually I was on my Netflix, and I just did a quick search for movies, documentaries, and things like that, and I stumbled upon this movie called Beer Wars. I was like, Beer Wars? That sounds interesting. So I added it to my queue on Netflix and read the description, and it was about Dogfish Head and microbreweries, how they're getting into the scene here, and commercial beers like Budweiser, and them competing for shelf space in the stores and whatnot. So I watched the documentary and I was like, wow, this guy's awesome. He's just like me. He started just home brewing at his house. He still does, even though he has the brewery. The video even showed him at his house with his glass carboy, and he was like, oh, I'm making Dogfish Head here in the carboy for some buddies to enjoy. So I thought that was cool, and I gave this a shot. I found it I was doing some shopping down in southern Vermont, and stopped at this local market, and they had it, and I had never seen it in the store. I had just watched the documentary, and I was like, wow, I gotta pick some of that up. I wasn't really shocked by the price of the 6-pack. It was like $11, but I figured, what the hell? I haven't seen this in the stores yet. I'll pay the money for it and I'll try it out. So I've already had a couple of them, as you can tell. My 6-pack's not full, but right off the bat, it definitely is a 60-minute hop IPA, because the hops just kind of hit you right off the bat. Definitely got that hop bitterness to it, but look at the head on that. It's a nice light head on it. It's not too thick, creamy. It holds well up into the glass. Got a nice little amber color to it. But you got to do that with home brewing. When you're brewing beer, you got to drink some beer too. So we got 2.5 minutes here left on this. just enough time to sample some Dogfish Head. So cheers, guys at Dogfish Head. You make an excellent beer, so cheers on that. Well, my dog came down on the second video, and now I hear the wife, so I'll introduce you. First time she's been live on YouTube.
Oh, stop.
Hey, babe.
No, I'm going to kill you if you put that up. It's not even funny.
Alright, she's not too happy. But that's the wife. She's in her pajamas. I didn't know. My bad. So I got a minute and 40 seconds left here. And I'm going to drop in the liquid extract. Let's take a closer look at that. See what we have here in the brew pot. So that white top in the boil from those oats that you saw earlier has gone away, and it's a nice dark brown color. This beer isn't as dark as the regular stout. It's on like a scale of 1 to 10 being the darkest, it's about an 8 because it's a dark brown, whereas my regular stout is definitely a 10 because it is black. If you shine the light up to it, you cannot see through it. Whereas this you can a little bit, but not much. 30 seconds. 30 seconds left before I take it off the pot. And let me get ready. One thing I have noticed with these, they have that little plastic ring on it. Every time that I do this, I forget to take this little stupid ring off. And every time I pour it into the pot, it always falls in. Alright, so that's time. I'm going to clear that off. Take this off. Take out my grain bag at this time. Grab my trash. Some people can save these for later use. I just chuck them. I get a new grain bag every time. Some people reuse them, but I just find it's easier, less of a hassle. Alright, so that's pretty much drained. Let's go ahead and add a liquid extract. While I'm doing this, I'm going to grab this, pour that down in like so. Make sure you stir it because you don't want to burn it to the bottom of the pot. So try to stir it every now and then. Make sure it all dissolves. And don't worry, you're not going to get all of it because it does tend to stick to the container pretty well. But what I do is I fill this up halfway with hot water and I shake it to get as much out as possible. And then I just chuck that. Well, recycle it. And after you add this, you'll see that your wort is a little darker than it was before with just the chocolate malt and the grains. But it's still not as black as the regular stout. Close, but not quite. Alright, so that's pretty much all that I'm going to get out of that. I'm going to fill this up with hot water real quick. Give it a quick little shake with the cap on it, of course. And just top that off. And there you have it. Keep stirring this. Make sure it's all dissolved before you add it back to the burner. Because again, you do not want it to burn. So the first stage, again, it's just the oats and chocolate malt in the 155-degree hot water. Do that for 30 minutes. And then you take it off the burner, which you just saw. Add the liquid extract. Have it nice and dissolved, which now it is. Return it to the burner. And crank that puppy up so it comes to a nice boil. And from there, it's gonna be 60 minutes. So you want to set your time again. Let that run for an hour, and we'll see you back here when it's done. Thanks.